Hello, one and all present here. This is Amit Kumar Singh. Welcome to my class on MS Excel. In this class, we'll discuss conditional formatting by using VBA code. Already, we have discussed about conditional formatting in basic and advanced Excel session. In this class, we'll do demonstrate how you can work on conditional formatting by working on VBA codes. So here I'm just creating dummy data. Like here, I just wrote months. Okay, and then here I'll write the sales. It's sales in rupees, so I can write the month here, January, February. Okay, so I can write January, then I can write February. So once you're done with writing January and February, you can just select January and February. And if you drag it down, you'll get the month till December. Okay, now in sales figure, what I can do, I can manually write the sales figure or I can use a rand command. If I use rand command, rand between, here I'll give some data, maybe 8,000 to 12,000. I just give the value. Okay, some random figures of sales. I'll just copy this, control C, left arrow, control down arrow, right arrow, control shift up arrow, control V. Okay, then control shift up arrow, left arrow, then control shift right arrow, down arrow, alt HBT. Okay, alt HBA. Okay, so I put border. Okay, I got the sales figure which are done in these month. Okay, these figures are done in rupees. If you want, you can put the symbol, select this. Okay, and what you can do, just click here, and here you get the figure in rupees. Okay, so you have 12 month data where the sales is being done. Okay, so and we have certain figures of sales. Some are more than 10,000, some are less than 10,000. If you want to count those sales figure which are more than 10,000, I can do count if. Okay, count if. Okay, range, select the range, count if this range. Okay, comma, under double quote, if they are greater than 10,000. So if I just do this, so I got the seven figures. Okay, so seven figure are greater than 10,000. Here, if you notice, still formulas are there. Rand between formula, I can remove the formula, control shift down arrow, control C, alt ESV. You can remove the formula. Okay, now you can see those figures which are greater than 10,000. 1, 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. Like this, if you want, you can highlight them by using conditional formatting. Alt HL. Okay, you can use conditional formatting, highlight cells rule which are greater than 10,000. If you write 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see those figures. Fine. So already we have discussed about conditional formatting. I hope you are clear with these concepts. Now the same we can do by using uh, what do you say, Visual Basic. For in order to work under Visual Basic, we need to have a developer tab. In case if developer tab is not visible, you can go to options. Under file, you can go to options. Under options, you can go to customize ribbon, and there you select the developer tab. Shortcut key is Alt F-T, and here if you click on customize ribbon, make sure your developer tab is ticked. Once you're done with this, under developer tab, you'll find Visual Basic. If you click on developer tab, you can find Visual Basic. You can click on Visual Basic. Okay, now what you can do, guys, here in the Visual Basic, just go to insert. Under insert, click on module, and then go inside the module. Suppose I'm in this module. Fine. Now you are inside this module. The shortcut key for Visual Basic is Alt F11. Now what I'll do, I'll write a program here to highlight all the figures which are greater than 10,000. So for this, I'll go under insert. I'll click on procedure, and okay, I can give a name to this procedure. Okay, you can give any name to this procedure. My first procedure. Okay, just you can give a name to this procedure. So the different types of procedures are there, like you can see sub, function, property. So we'll discuss about what is property, what is function. Okay, we'll discuss about them in later on. Then you can see scope, about public and private. You can keep it public, then you press OK. So once you press OK, you can see this Visual Basic command. You can see the code for this. okay, where it should end with end sub. Okay, in between I'll write my program. So in order to work on highlighting those figures which are greater than 10,000, so what I can do under this sub procedure, what I'm trying to work on, okay, either manually you can record a macro for conditional formatting. If you go under view, you can record macro, or what you can do here, guys, you can write a program. So let me write a program where I like write with I start a dimension here. I'll introduce a dimension like suppose I, so dim I as string. Okay, so you can introduce a dimension here. Okay, this dimension which is I, where I is a variable. It can be string or it can be style or sync or tab. You can use string or you can use integer for this program. I'll use integer because I'm defining in mathematical form. So dim I as an integer. Okay, then I'll write, okay, let this I start with 1. Okay, the first month, the January I start with 1, and the December that would go till 12. Okay, so dim I as an integer, then I equal to 1. Okay, then till where you will do while, okay, I is less than or equal to 12, because 12 months are there. Clear everyone, right? Okay, so what I you have to do first, you have to introduce a variable called I. Okay, where I is an integer, where the value of I will go from 1 to 12. Okay, and then what I'll do, uh, what I have to do, like, you one by one, I want my Excel to select the cell and then check if the value is more than 10,000. So here I'll write if active cell, if active cell if active cell dot value is greater than 10,000, is greater than 10,000, then what? If it greater than 10,000, okay, then if it greater than 10,000, then highlight that content. Okay, so then what you have to do, you have to highlight that cell. So for highlighting, what I have to use, I'll use active cell dot interior, active cell dot interior dot color, because I want it to highlight maybe with red color. So active cell dot interior dot color, highlight with what? I highlight with red color. I write RGB, red, green, blue. Okay, and for this, I just want it to be visible or highlighted by uh, red color. So I just give the maximum index value to the red, and while green and blue, I just make it 0. Fine, everyone. Okay, then what you will do? So what you have to do here, you have to start from the first cell where the numerical value is there. Okay, you have to go with to that cell. Okay, I'll talk about how you can select the cell here manually. First, we'll do manually selecting the cell, and then I'll write a code for that also. So what you need to do, you go to one cell and then you go down. For going down, we'll use offset function that I'll discuss maybe in couple of seconds. So here I'm introducing a variable called I, where I is equal to 1. Okay, then that I need to move from 1 to 12. For that, I need to write I equal to I plus 1. Okay, I have to write I is equal to I plus 1. So once you're done with one cell, then you need to go down by using, we'll discuss about that by using offsetting function. Okay, and then that movement you have to do from January to December. So from January is 1 till December you need to go, and if your value is greater than 10,000, you need to highlight that with red color. Okay, so this is the logic what we are following here. And if, okay, fine, if that is done, if that is the scenario, okay, then you highlight that with red color. Okay, and once you highlight with the red color that cell, okay, then what you need to do, you need to go to the next cell. For going to the next cell, what I want, okay, I want it to move to the next cell vertically down. So for that, I'll write active cell dot offset, active cell dot offset. Okay, active cell dot offset first row offset means like you want to move row or you want to move column. So row offset. So for this, I want it to go down. Okay, I don't want it to change the column. Okay, so I just want it to move down by one row. So active cell dot offset. 1 comma 0. I want it to move down by one row. The column should remain the same. Dot select. Okay, so once you're done with this, okay, so after this you have to work on I equal to I plus 1. So then you need to go down to the next cell. So I value is moving from 1 to 12. So first it is 1, okay, then 2, then 3, like this it will need to move. Okay, so this loop should continue till the 12. And once we are done with this, we are done with performing the function. This is the command what you need to do, where the name of this is my first procedure, or you can give a name called conditional formatting, whatever you want, you can give a name to this. Okay, so once you're done with this, I'll go to developer macro. Under macro, I'll just go to my first procedure. Okay, here I'll search my first procedure. So there are a lot of macros are saved here. So I just, okay, this is my first procedure. And then, okay, so before I run this, I need to make sure that my cell should be in the first figure, this January sales figure. Okay, because I have not given the condition where to start to the Excel. So I just click here, then I go to macros, and then when I go to macro here, I'll select for my first procedure. This is my macro name, and then run it. So when it run it, I want it to highlight with red color. You can see all the sales figure which are greater than red figure, which are greater than 10,000 are represented here with red color. Clear everyone? Doubt you cannot use Control Z here. Fine. So you cannot use Control Z to work on the same thing. Okay, the same figure. If you the same way, if I go to this sheet, okay, if I go to this sheet and here again, let me just do this. Sales in rupees, sales in rupees. I'll just use rand command. Rand can use you can use rand. Rand will give decimal. I'm not using rand. So here I'll just put 10,000 to 20,000. Excel is getting confused. 10,000 to 10,000 to 20,000. Okay, so you got the figure. Just copy this down. Then Control Shift up arrow. Control V. Alt ES V. Just remove the formula. Okay, so you can see the formula is not removed. Control C, Alt ESV. You can remove the formula. Now what I want, the same thing, the way of what we did. Okay, so here, what was your macro name? My first procedure. Okay, your macro name was my first procedure. Okay, so what I want that every time I don't want to put my cursor on the first cell before I run the macro. So for this, what I can do, okay, I put my cursor on the first cell. To put my cursor on the first cell, okay, I just put range, okay, in bracket. What is your first cell? Your first cell is F5, right? Your first cell is F5, right? So your first cell is F5. So range F5, okay, dot select. So if you do this, okay, if you do this, then what will happen manually? You don't have to put your cursor on the first cell before you run the program, and then you just need to go to click macro, and here once you clicked on macro, just click on my first procedure and run this program. Okay, so all the figures are greater than 10,000 here. So this will not look idle, so make it 15,000 for the time being. Suppose I just make this 15,000. So this I make greater than 15,000, and red, let I want all the figure which are greater than 15,000. I want it to represent with blue color. I just make this 255, 255. Fine. So run this program. If you run this program, you can see all the figures which are greater than 15,000. They become represented with the blue color. Fine. So this become too much blue. Okay. So this become too much blue. So it's not visible only. So again, I go to, okay, again, I'll go here, edit here. Too much blue it is. So I just make it 125. Okay. Let me run this. Okay. This became more and more dark. Okay. Anyway, this blue color is not ideal color. So you can play with this. Fine. I hope you are understanding. You can play with this. Okay. There's no point of doing this. So this you can play with this and you can make it understand your data, how the data looks. Okay. So you can change the condition and based upon your condition, you can work on conditional formatting on the data. Okay. Probably if I select this, okay, if I just go and do clear format, you can see this figure. Now what I can do, I can put border alt HBA, alt HBT. You can put border here. And so manually you don't have to click on B2 cell. So you just go to developer, under developer, you go to macro. Under macro, if you just go to my first procedure, okay, I just edit this. I don't want blue color. Blue color was too much blue. So with green, if I put 220 comma 0, so all the figures, okay, which are less than 10,000, all the figures which are less than 10,000, okay, represent this with green color. I run this program. Okay, so this here you can see it is from F5 because here the cell was F5, but here your cell is E4. So what you can do here, you can just remove this. Okay, you can go to home and what you can do, clear format you can do. Okay, so for this the active cell is E4. So you either you manually select the E4 or what you can do guys, you can go to developer, go to macro, and here when you went to the macro, you just need to click on procedure edit. Here you can click on E4, and if you run the macro, here you can see all the data which is less than 10,000 is now is reflected with green color. Clear everyone? So I hope you understood how you can work on conditional formatting in Excel. Thank you everyone. God bless you. Bye.